Hi, I'm here one-on-one with Claire Bonaci from Microsoft. Nice to see you, Claire.
Thanks for having me here.
Claire, let's talk about how AI collaborations can lead to transforming drug development and commercialization.
Yeah, well, I genuinely think that just overall collaboration with or without AI in this industry can have a huge effect on drug development in general. But when you do bring AI into these collaborations, I think it can deliver even more impact and transformation as well. I know we've talked about this before, but really the need to be partnering and collaborating with the best and the brightest in the industry and the people that really have the expertise is kind of where I think the greatest transformation will happen. Um, my own personal opinion is combining those technology companies, AI capabilities with that expertise that pharma and life science companies can bring really is kind of where you find that sweet spot of being able to transform, the timeline of bringing drugs to market, the cost of bringing drugs to market, and just overall bringing the best drugs to market to really help those patients with unmet medical needs. I think we've kind of seen a shift in the market with companies trying to be the best in every area to now trying to utilize and tap into external expertise, whether that's bringing in different startups, technology companies, or just consultants, really allowing them to focus on what they are actually an expert in, and then allowing the others to focus on what they're an expert in as well. And then I also think that, having these larger either community partnerships or consortiums that can actually harness the expertise of larger tech companies and multiple pharma companies would really kind of deliver the best in class data and resources. But, I'm not naive to think that these wouldn't be huge challenges. I do see a tremendous value in weighing the struggles that we would experience by doing that, but I do think that there would be just such tremendous value in having these larger kind of partnerships.
I agree. I think the collaboration is the way of the future. But when we talk about the value, let's further extend that to talking about the value that AI can deliver to the life sciences. Some say it can be huge. What are your thoughts?
Well, I do agree. I think it could be huge. Just in my own expertise and my own experience, I think AI has a place in every part of drug development and clinical trials in particular. I think when it comes to using AI for either patient monitoring, for adherence, for drug adherence, or even just identifying promising molecules, one thing I'm very interested in is just how AI can actually model the bioactivity of small molecules to actually identify new molecules for targets. And then of course extending that to different therapeutic areas or different indications. That's something that's very monotonous, very time consuming for a person to do it. But if we could have a machine learning model or an algorithm do it, think of the time we could save, the money we could save, and really using the mind's expertise of these researchers to focus on something bigger and greater instead of running the monotonous experiments to try to determine where the target should be. And then of course I think in the biomarker space, there's a huge ability and huge opportunity for AI to be able to identify, molecular signatures and potential biomarkers for different responses in that area. And then, my own personal expertise and opportunity really comes from, reducing the recruitment and enrollment times for clinical trials, and of course, extending that to the commercialization and manufacturing side as well. So I also think that the once monotonous jobs and tedious tasks are something that AI could really kind of take away, and that leaves the experts to be more of knowledge workers and really focus on actually doing those capabilities and using their knowledge to whether that's in research and development or commercialization or in that clinical trial development and execution stage.
Excellent. And Claire, finally, what are some of the ways that AI, the challenges for AI that can be overcome right now in the marketplace? Because we're not seeing as fast adoption as maybe we could be.
Yeah, so I think there are tons of challenges. I think one of the biggest challenges is really having those partnerships in place,
Hmm.
really being able to work together. I think that's going to be an ongoing challenge, but I do kind of think that the pandemic has almost expedited that. I think the need for virtual trials, the need for everything going to the cloud, and the ability to have everyone working from home and continuing trials virtually, I think that has kind of expedited the need for AI, the need for technology in general. I do see that there will continue to be challenges, but I think because there's such a need there that it's going to be way easier to work through them.
Excellent. Claire, thank you so much for giving us your perspective on AI and what a difference it can make for the industry. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.